Yeah, welcome back to today's class. So today we are going to look at the declaration of Python variable, and then we'll look at how you give names to it. So you remember that in one of my classes, I told you about identifiers. Now, giving a name to a variable is identifier are names given to variables, functions, classes, and other objects. Now we are going to name a variable. So the rules must start with a letter A to Z or uppercase A to Z or an underscore. Can contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Case sensitive, e.g. my var and my var are different. Now, this same principle applies to the naming of a variable, which is what you are seeing here. So we are going to practically see that, and then you will see how I use them in programming. Another thing again I want to tell you is when you are naming your variables and those variables have maybe a long name, and those names have maybe more than one name combined together to create a variable name. There are concepts that you use in naming them. We have like 3 methods that we use in naming variables with multiple names. So we have the snake case. We have the camel case, and then we have the Pascal case. Now, in this one, so I'm just going to let me put them in form of comments. So I put this in comments, I put this in comments, and I put this in comments. So we have snake case. Now, for example, you have a word like, say, cool wazobia info, right? These are 3 words that you are using to name, assuming this is the name of a variable. Let me do this. Let's say you have this word, wazobia info. Now, I want to name it. I want to use it as a variable name. Now, these are 3 words: cool, wazobia, then info. So for the snake case, I can just come here and say like this, and then I come here and I say this. This is how I can name it, right? Now, the camel case, I'm still going to use this method. I'm still going to use this same name for the camel case and then for the Pascal case. So if I'm going to use this Kowazobia info now and I'm going to name it, I'm going to use the camel case method. So in this one now, it means that the first letter, I'm going to say the first letter is lowercase. Cool. But the first letter of the subsequent names will be uppercase. So this Wazobia will be Zobia. Then the first letter of that info, which is the I, will be uppercase. And then this. So I can name it this way. Cool Wazobia info. This is the camel case method. The snake case method is that I'm using underscore to separate those 3 words. Then in the camel case, I'm starting the first letter of each of the other words as uppercase, while the first letter of the first word is lowercase. Then the Pascal case. In the Pascal case, the first letter of each word will be in uppercase. So cool Wazobia info will now be as cool Wazobia info. Now, this is how they are. So let me just copy this so that you see it clearly. Now I'm going to remove this. Now you can see that. Remove this, and then I remove this. All right. So this is the naming convention for your variable if you have multiple names in your variable. Now, Kowazobia info, I'm using the snake case. In the snake case, you are using underscore to separate the names. So Kowazobia info. This is now one name, but using 3 different names to create one name as a variable name. So I'm using underscore to separate those 3 names. That is the snake case. Now, in this one, which is the camel case, the first letter of the first name is lowercase. Then the first letter of the subsequent ones are uppercase, right? That is the camel case. Then the Pascal case, the first letter of each of the words are uppercase. Now, this is a variable name. So I can now say this one, I can say, using my this is the name of a company. Then in this one, I can use my double quote, use to say the same thing. This is the name of a company. Then this one, I can use my triple quote, right? This is the name of a company. Now, so these are three variables that I've just declared. This is the first variable. This is the second variable. This is the third variable. Now I can print them and it will give me what is inside. Print. So this is it, right? I can come here, print, cool, this one. I can come here and say print, right, this one. So I have declared three variables using the snake case method, camel case method, and the Pascal case method. Even though the names looks the same, but in Python, because of the way I've given it, Python is case sensitive. Now I use underscore here. In this one, the first letter is lowercase, while in this one, all the letters are uppercase. So in Python, these are different variables because Python is case sensitive. Now, if it were to be, when we did the SQL language, this and this will have been the same. But in this one now, they are different. So I'm going to print and I'm going to have three outputs. Before I do that, let me just comment this. And then I have Wazobia info, then this one. So I'm going to print them Wazobia info. So all right, so let's print. So you see, it's giving me this. This is the name of the company. This is the name of the company. This is the name of the company. So I'm having these three data that I've supplied to this variable, and then I'm supplying the variable to this print function as parameters. Then I'm going to call ask it to print it on the screen, and then I execute. So it printed this out. So this is actually what I want to show you in variable. So I will see you in the next class. Till then, bye-bye.